Hello peoples, welcome back to another episode of World of Warcraft Dungeon Progression Challenge, episode 47. Today I'm going to finish the rest of Naxxramas, starting with the Plague Quarter. Pretty easy, well of course it's trash, it's easy, even at max level, at any level really. Anyways, well the Dungeon Progression Challenge is starting with a naked max level character and trying to clear all the dungeons in the game, starting with the easiest and finishing up with Cataclysm's Dragon Soul Raid. And I've included info in the description of the video, like a link to the forum where I found this idea, as well as other things. And I'm going to try and run all the raids I can, even on all the difficulties that are available. I think that's really all I have to go over to start with. Anyways, down the staircase is the first boss. There's no achievement for him, not the Plaguebringer. I really don't think there's anything about any of his abilities that could be considered challenging, so I'm just going to finish him off and move on to the next boss, Hagen the Unclean. I believe he's next. Yes, he is. Oh yeah, and last time I got tier gloves from Sartharian. Not really an upgrade, even though I put the 4 strength gem in it. And these legs I got from, who did I get from? Thaddeus. I'm not going to equip them right away because of the rule I put in for myself, that I can't equip gear I get from raids until I clear the entire raid. Okay, no upgrades from Noth. Let's go to Hagen. Alright, so here he is. Here's Hagen the Unclean. He can dance if he wants to. He can leave his friends behind. I wonder if he's ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight. Probably not. Well, that was his achievements, really. Well, the floor would be separated into 4 lines. I guess one here, one here, one here, and one on this edge. And periodically through the encounter, you get like plague dust or sludge erupting from the ground in those lines in a wave, like one, and then after like 10 seconds you get this one, and then it would go across the room like this, and back again. And then maybe once more. And after that, you'd have to go like twice. It would be much faster for like a short moment. So, and let's see, I think ranged would have to stand up here during the slow phase, and then Hagen would move up here to channel it to make it go faster. And that's when ranged would have to go down here, because if they were up here, Hagen would be close enough to debuff them with a cast time slowing debuff by like 400%. It was terrible. Incredibly slow. Alright, next boss is Lotheb. Lotheb, not really very challenging, but he does have a pretty good high health pool compared to other bosses. There's not really anything challenging about him, even at this level. His special mechanic is that he would reduce healing done by 99% or something crazy like that for 15 seconds, and then you only get 3 seconds where it's effective again, and then he puts the debuff back up. The achievement for him is to not kill any spores, and these would help with taking out his massive health pool quicker, because they would grant a 100% crit chance buff, as well as reduce threats generated by 100%. See, there's one. And it will actually slowly close in on a player. Or maybe not, since I'm max level, and it goes against that aggro rule. Ooh, fancy staff. Warrior shoulders. Okay, I'll check those out when I'm done here. Ooh, I can get the buff for the next wing, which is, what is it? Military. Alright, first boss of the military quarter is Instructor Vesuvius. There's no achievement for him, and the way you would defeat him, well, back at the appropriate level, would be tanks would use these obedience crystals to control these Death Knight understudies to tank him, because he does have this one ability that at the time hit for like 50 million. I'm going to see if it actually hurts at all at this level. I think it was, I don't really remember what it's called. I can only guess that it's called Necrotic Strike. And so the understudies would have like a special pet bar where they've got attack, like a shield wall buff, Unbalancing strike. Chance to be crit increased. Ouch. Oh yeah, he also throws a dagger at the rest of the raid. You know, for the rest of the raid has to take damage somehow. I think he does a shout. Yeah, he doesn't do that massive hit very often. I just want to see when he's going to do it. Let's see, the understudies have that like shield wall thing that's used to, you know, mitigate damage against that massive hit. 3,300, was that it? Disrupting shout, unbalancing strike. That can't be it, is it? Well, if he's not gonna do it, I'm just gonna kill him. Alright, see ya. Anything useful? Healer gloves and an offhand with an eyeball on the end. Okay, next boss is Gothic the Harvester. So Gothic the Harvester is up on this balcony here. The entire fight takes place in these two rooms. So what happens is you'll get Death Knight Scourge mobs spawning at these three locations. You have to kill them, and then their spirits fly up over to the opposite room and spawn as ghosts and spirits. And so the other half of the raid has to kill them on this side. And of course the gate is closed during the entire time. And it goes on for something ridiculous, like 10 minutes. And once that's over, Gothic himself actually comes down and fights the raid, finally. That's why his health pool is less than 500k compared to, like, what was it, Lotheb's 3 million plus. Alright, now, that's a good thing I have video editing, so I can speed this along. Let me just fast forward to when he pops down to attack me. Alright, so my internet is connected during the fight, but I was able to get back in to finish him off. And I tried to wipe purposely, just to start it over. But the debuff he applies, as the Soft Enraged, that reduces your stats by 10% per stack, I guess it just fell off after 9 stacks. He didn't reapply it or refresh the duration. Well, that's it. Gothic the Harvester. He does drop on 10 man. What is the sword called? Slayer of the Lifeless, I think? Players will know what that is. Reference to the South Park World of Warcraft episode. Alright, next and final boss of the military quarter is the Four Horsemen. Okay, welcome to the Four Horsemen's Assembly. We have Lady Blaumeux, Thane Corthaz, Baron Rivendare, and Sir Zeliek. The achievement for these guys is to kill them all within 10 seconds of each other, I think. I do believe. I could check it up. Glory of the Raider would be the achievement I want, and they would all go down together. There it is. 15 seconds. So to make that simpler, when you kill the first one, the rest have to die within 15 seconds. Now the way this works is Lady Blaumeux and Sir Zeliek will take position in the rear corners. They won't move, but Thane Corthaz and Baron Rivendare will follow normal threat rules and run around to whoever makes them the most angry. And the one who can give you the most trouble is Thane Corthaz. He casts a meteor that deals massive damage, which is spread out among all people hit. So how I think I'm going to do this is wear down Blaumeux. Then... Alright, that's good enough. While Rivendare and Corthaz make their way to me, I'm going to kill Zeliek and those two all at once. So I just have 15 seconds now to kill Blaumeux. And there we go. Super. And your loot chest appears on the altar at the top. Altar, staircase, platform. Now the tricky thing is you need someone on Blaumeux and Zeliek the entire time, because if there's no one within Holy Bolt or Shadow Bolt range, they'll hit the raid a lot with a... no upgrades. With a spell that deals damage as well as applies a debuff which increases damage taken by that debuff, and it does stack very quickly. Well, nothing too bad to deal with. I may have been hit by Meteor once, but I didn't notice. Okay, next one is... wait a minute, Military Plague. Oh! I'm almost done. So, click on the orb to enter Sapphiron's lair. To defeat Sapphiron. Challenge. I don't think there's much of a challenge in this fight for me. Maybe with the curse where I think it's like a drain life. Boss is healed for a certain percentage of health. There's nothing much I can do about that. If I were a dwarf, I could use the racial to remove it. He's got Blizzard. Flies up to the center of the room to cast Ice Tomb, Frost Ice Block, something like that. And big massive Frost Attack. And the achievements, yeah, anybody can get it these days. Is to defeat him with a Frost Resistance rating of less than 100. Oh, I haven't gotten this quest on this character yet. And then the ice wall behind him shatters, and you are free to make your way to Kel'Thuzad. Kel'Thuzad's chamber, the final room of Naxxramas. Once you step into the center ring, the fight will commence. So what happens? You get all kinds of Scourge spawning in the alcoves all around the room, especially the entrance. So please make sure not to linger in the entrance or take too long getting to the center if you're with a raid. So for about 3, 4, 5 minutes, I don't know, all the Scourge come wandering into the center and try to kill you. Skeletons, they chase a random target, and when they get to them, they explode. Abominations, they deal a, I think, reduced healing debuff that stacks on the tanks. Tanks should pick them up. And the Banshees, they are slow moving, but they cast a really dangerous knockback, so they should be taken out by the ranged. Oh yeah, and as well as the skeletons. Because the melee can't really deal with the skeletons since, you know, they'd be exploded and take a lot of damage. Now the reason I'm pulling a lot is for the achievements. I think it's to kill something like 18 unstoppable abominations and then defeat Kel'Thuzad. Now you would think that, hey, why don't you just wait for them to walk in? The thing is, I can't really do that because not that many will walk in before Kel'Thuzad engages the raid. Before he attacks. So I'm just grabbing as many as I can, as many as I'm not really counting, as many as I feel like, well, I think that's enough. Until that happens. It's probably enough at this point. Now the Banshees, I said they do a knockback. That would be very dangerous if you were knocked back into one of these alcoves, or at the very least into a skeleton, because then you would pull a whole lot extra more. Now I don't know if this would be a bad thing where I'm pulling a lot of these, because once or twice I've had the whole encounter reset for no reason. Maybe I pulled too many. Now let's see, the only thing about Kel'Thuzad himself that would be challenging would be like the Ice Tomb. I'm not sure if it's cast on the tanks or just the only player engaging him in a solo attempt. But if it is, that could be, well, that's it. I just had to defeat him quick enough. And what it is, it's a debuff where you're frozen, stunned in a block of ice, and you take 26% of your max health for, I don't know, over 4 seconds or 6 seconds, something like that. So you need at least one tiny heal to make you through that. And I can't really do that if I'm stunned. Maybe I can escape with the human racial. And again, hopefully it doesn't target tanks or the solo player in a solo attempt. Oh yeah, and as this phase goes on, the Scourge running into the center increases in frequency. You may have noticed. Shouldn't be too long now. I mean, if this were an actual raid, then they'd be getting pretty swarmed, and I guess it would be tuned appropriately. Oh, and there's a small warning that Kel'Thuzad will soon attack. He'll say something. There it is. Pray for mercy, as well as the Scourge who are not approaching the center will disappear, leaving the rest. So Kel'Thuzad's going to attack me right now. Right now. Come on. There he is. So I'm just going to take him out as quick as I can before he decides to cast Ice Tomb or whatever. He also casts Frostbolt that's interruptible, and he summons Guardians of Ice Crown to assist him with defeating the heroes. Look at all these achievements. Dedicated Few, that's for clearing the entire, I think, defeating all bosses with less than, I think, 8 players. That's for 10-man difficulty. Here it is, Guardian of Ice Crown. They've got 1,000,000 health, which would be impossible to kill them before the enrage timer. So one tank would have to hold these indefinitely. And because of the timing on when I killed Kel'Thuzad and when these guys showed up, they didn't despawn or run away. I think that's it. What was I just saying? Oh yeah, achievements. Let's look at all what I've gotten. Kel'Thuzad's defeat, self-explanatory. Follex Naxxramas, defeat every boss. Dedicated few, less than 9 people, 8 or less on 10 man. I think it's 20 or less on 25 man. And 18 abominations. Good work, me. Saffron's demise. Oh yeah, there is a separate achievement for just defeating Saffron. So what do we got? Oh, 213 stuff. Agility fist weapon. Ooh, big blue rusty hook. Wand of the Arch Lich. Bat wings. And warrior helm. Excellent. And you know what this means? It means I can actually equip this stuff. However, it may not even be an upgrade. Well, let's head over to Dalaran and see. Alright, here we are. And just for those that don't know, you can turn in your Naxxramas tokens here at Griselda Hunterland. And what I've got is 4 sets of Warrior Tier 7 gear. I'm not sure if they are all on upgrade. This has been episode 47, I think. If you like this video, leave a like, and if you want to follow along with the series or anything else on my channel, feel free to subscribe as well. Okay, next time, I forget what I'm going to do. Let me check here. Let's see. Dungeon Order, Naxxramas, Eye of Eternity, 10-man, Archivon, 25-man. Yeah, and then Obsidian Sanctum and Naxxramas on 25. Alright, till then, be well, stay well, and farewell.